Yeah, it's funny. It's a cat I grew up with. Kind of like a younger brother. It's his kid right here. He just had a kid not too long ago.
Nice.
He a Giants fan, so shout out to my boy Boom. You know who I'm talking about. And your little man. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Where My Dad's At podcast. This is Marco. I am Will. We are here. And although we are not by the pool, we are in the building next to the building, next to the pool. We are close to the pool. Yeah. But we are back indoors, climate controlled, so we don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, man.
Of course, we are here, happy to bring you to Where My Dad's At podcast. We just wanna get back into it and get more consistent with it. Make sure we're as we have people asking us where the podcast is, we can say here it is, we're right here,
right,
and we're bringing it to you. So yeah, we are here. What's been going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Like I said, staying busy.
Right.
Stay on the grind, work wise. Training wise. Shout out to all if they're watching, all my new trainees. They said that they're gonna hop on to watch it live. They enjoy the podcast. Jason, Mary Flores, they've been riding for a while for Team Marco.
Okay.
About three months. They die hards, man. So yeah. So shout out to them.
Right.
And man, staying focused, man.
Yeah. It's really cool. Anybody who's on live or gets to see the live or goes back and watches it, because I guess it's available.
Yeah.
Go back and watch.
Yeah.
You get to kind of see some of the behind the scenes.
Yep.
Whereas like if you watch it once it goes to YouTube, you're getting the more refined, edited
cleaned
version.
Up, yeah.
Not that we have a lot of wild stuff that goes on that we have to cut out necessarily, but you might not get the stuff like Lil Marco coming in and running through the grilled cheese sandwich or something like that. You might not get to see any of that, but by tuning in here, not only do you help the podcast or help the algorithm kind of see the podcast and put it out there more,
right?
But you get to see some behind the scenes things. So we definitely are appreciative of those who tune in live and check the live out afterwards. The YouTube subscribers, of course, you know how we do. Yep. And he will be out here to say it at some point. But you saw him, he popped into the episode last time out of nowhere and told y'all what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Right. That, of course, helps us to build the podcast.
Yep.
And I know for me personally, and probably for you personally, we don't necessarily have the time to dedicate to like putting it out there and promoting it as much as we would like to.
Yeah.
But I know that with our audience, the more we put into it, the more the people who support us are able to put into it, and the more they're able to support it, which will get it out there,
Yeah, for sure.
On a very basic, like grassroots, what's the word I'm looking for? Organic level.
There you go.
Yeah, last week, last episode, I had a word I couldn't find either. And I put it in the episode about the plants, the succulent plants.
There you go.
It came to me like later on. Your boy's getting a little old, man.
Oh, hey, man.
Getting a little old, man. Some of those words are not there.
Just getting wiser, man. Getting wiser.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Wiser.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Likewise. Speaking of getting wiser.
Oh, boy.
You got a big day coming up.
I do have a
big day coming up, man.
I do have a big day coming up. I'll be turning the big 2-0.
2-0.
I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards.
How many?
I'm going backwards. No, I turned 40 years old,
wow,
man. And you know what?
Man.
You know what? I told people, man. It's funny because I texted my cousins on the last night. I said, you know what, man? I feel good. And I'll say, and that damn look good. It was like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I give you props, man.
I'm like, if I feel it, I don't care what age I am. You know what I mean? And I told him, man, I got to spend a little more skincare. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely neglect my skin, man. I wash it, and that's about it.
That's it, right? Now I'm sitting there. I'm in here doing my hair, putting like, oh man, I gotta push it back, put the strips on my nose, like, look in the mirror. But it's all about it, man. But it's gonna be a simple couple of days, man. Probably chill with my family, watch some games, go to a steakhouse. I know a couple of my boys. I know Seth, if he's watching, he said like, "Hey man, he want to take me out.
Yeah.
You know, have a little, cap here and there,
Chill,
little sauce here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Then my boot camper, they really want to go out tomorrow. Like, come on, we gotta go. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I told her I'll message everybody a little later, see what I decide,
What's
man.
going
But
on?
I feel appreciated though. I feel appreciated.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Making the milestones.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have our next birthday and to see another year, see another day, and then to be celebrated, by those people who
really care, man.
Really care, the people who are in our circle that support us. Just to know that we're thought of and we're appreciated, man. You could be sitting at the top of a mountain on a golden, palace or something like that, and with nobody around you, and what would it mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. You could have all the things in the world, and find yourself very lonely, and none of it really it would make a difference. It would make a difference, man.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have my celebrate with my son, my wife. If you come around, you know what I mean. It's just. I'm a really, laid back person, man. As long as people are around, we're having a good time. I'm like, hey, man, it's that'd be my best present for myself.
Right.
I mean, I'm 40 years old, man.
Right.
I guess it sounds like it. I'm kind of like, I don't like Pete. I don't be out in the scenes. You know what I mean?
You like me. You know what I mean? Man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. One time I really went out when we went out to the Jay Dilla thing, which is fine. But
we hit the unk spots, man. We do like we supposed to do. Hit the unk spots.
And you know what? The guy told me, which made sense. He texted me. He was like, "Yo, man, you officially unk status."
Yeah, you are.
I was like, I had to sit back. I was like, "Yo, that is true."
Yeah. I remember it was probably around 40 or whatever, and as you can see, like I got it shaved off now, but you can see it's grown back in gray. I remember being about 40, and I probably had about the same amount of gray.
Right.
I went out to a movie. Me and my wife went out to a movie, and we happened to be passing a group of young cats. And one of the young cats looked at me. He's like, "What's up, Take it easy,
See?
And at first it caught me off guard. I was like, "Dang, I am Was he dissing? But then at the same time, I was like, you know what? It's a privilege to be able to get to the age where somebody sees you.
Yeah.
Even if they might be coming from a spot of like, you do old thing. Hey, we know it could be a different way. So that's a blessing.
True.
So
true,
yeah. I'm thankful for it, man, and I'm appreciative. But in honor of your 40th, right? In honor of some of the things we've learned about, and some of the ways we've evolved. Some of the things we kind of use now to get ourselves moving. I got you a gift, man.
Oh man, you gave me a walking cane.
Not quite a walking cane, but it will help you get up and walk, man. Your favorite.
Oh man,
donuts. I got you a mug,
my man,
and got you a little something in there.
Hey, look, and my wife is gonna be trying to drink out of my cup, but this is all mine right here.
That's all right, because I see you got your mug right here.
Hey,
I know it's filled with the Java.
I appreciate it, man.
So you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I know. Trust me.
Yeah, man.
Any kind of peppiness and bubbliness you see right now is not from natural sources.
No, baby.
It is from the caffeine, the good folks who get those beans and squeeze them, and make it so we can have a little afternoon pick me up.
There we go.
So
there we go.
We have officially joined the coffee crowd.
Right.
I don't know anything about coffee beans, but I told you not too long ago we were out celebrating the birthday of my 90-year-old grandmother.
Yeah.
And I found myself, it was like 5, 6 in the evening. I found myself while everybody else was ordering dessert. I was like, "Can I get a coffee please?" And I remember they used to come. I remember, being at restaurants and they asked, "Would anybody like coffee?" I'm like, "Coffee? It's not breakfast time.
Right?
What do you need coffee for?"
Yeah.
And the older I got, the later in the day, coffee became a thing, right? So now I drink the iced coffee. My wife got me on the iced coffee, the Dunkin'.
Nice.
So and I'm not gonna say any names because I don't even know the person's name, but I went into Dunkin' to see what kind of Dunkin' swag I could procure for your birthday.
Right.
And the young lady gave me the mug for free.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna give my man a gift card. He can get some coffee. I'm gonna get him a mug so he can drink coffee at the house. She's like, "The mug is free." I'm like,
appreciate it. I was like, I may be old, but I haven't lost my touch.
Nice.
It's probably because you just didn't know how to ring it up.
Probably. She probably got fresh hair. Like, just take it.
Yeah, but she leaned over. She was like, I ain't ring you up for the mug. I was like,
okay,
so if you in Dunkin' corporate somehow and you hear that, just know that I'm going to be bringing business back to that Dunkin'.
There you go.
Do not try to
there you go.
hold that person accountable for that.
Awesome.
They hooked us up. So, and then, I know you appreciate it. So it was worth it, man.
I do, man. I got to hide the gift card. Marco probably want to get some donuts or something.
Yeah. Nah, it's coffee only, man.
Nice,
it's coffee only.
Nice.
Look. So yeah, we had the opportunity. I know we kind of talked earlier in the week. We talked about maybe getting some questions from some different people.
Right.
And I just, on a whim this morning, because I hadn't talked to anybody, just sent some text out to some really respected people to me.
Right.
And I asked them, if they didn't mind, if they had the opportunity, had anything on their mind that they wanted us to talk about. Any questions, to send some questions. So, and they did. I got some really, really good questions. And that's something that we can dive into at some point today. As we get further off in the episode. But I'm definitely thankful for y'all. But one of the funniest ones, because I got like 80-90% of them were serious, right? They were like, you guys do a podcast for fathers and fatherhood and parenting in general, and you guys share your journey with therapy. So people brought really, really sophisticated, complex questions. And some people had rather funny questions, and I don't think they intended for those questions to make it on the show. But at least one of those questions is going to make it on the show today.
All right, cool.
To you know who you are and who asked this question. But I'll give it to you.
Give it to me?
No, I'm going to put the question out for us to answer.
All right.
Can you wear do-rags in public?
Can you wear do-rags in public? That's a funny one?
That's a funny one.
That's a funny one. Can you wear do-rags in public?
And I'll tell you why it's funny in a second.
All right. To an extent. You can wear, I would say, for a do-rag. So it depends where you're wearing it. Right? So I want to say like this. If you were in the Harborview area, where I'm at right here, you wear a do-rag around the neighborhood, I don't think it's going to be the best look option for you, right? Right. And instead, and if you was to wear it maybe within your scenery, you know what I mean, where everybody else is wearing it, then yeah. Right. Now, is there an age limit to wear the do-rag? I think there's a cutoff, like from like for me, I think I'm done with my do-rags. Well, anyway, I mean I don't have no hair anyway, right? So it don't mean nothing for me. But you know what? When you like he said, I'm officially an unk, whatever. You know what I mean? Unless I'm going to, if I had hair, if I'm going to bed, you know what I mean? I don't need to be walking around like Pops from Friday. Wearing. It wasn't even a do-rag he was wearing. He's wearing some stockings. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a yes. I'm going to say for me, it's going to be a yes and no, depending on the scenery.
That's kind of how I thought of it too. Because obviously, again, because of the era that we kind of came up in, we came up when do-rags were actually part of the outfit. So people would wear do-rags in different colors, different materials. And it was nothing to go to the court with your do-rag on. It was nothing to run to the store, whatever like that, with your do-rag on. So, and then too, I think that was also an era where it kind of went from, the do-rag was to protect your waves or your braids or whatever like that, to where actually I knew people who didn't have a do, but they wore a do-rag. And so that brings us to me and you. We don't have a do.
Don't got a do.
So I told the guy who asked the question, he was like, y'all can talk about it. I was like, I don't think we're qualified to talk about it because we probably wear a don't rag. Instead of a do-rag, we wear a don't rag. We don't have a do to protect. So
I don't got nothing, man.
Maybe on the beard, but...
No, we don't that, man. I mean, I wake up in the morning time, I just go like, it's done with, man. You know what I mean? I ain't got to worry about flat side or flat side. It's just, my head it's yearly round. So and I don't think for us, that question is going to contain to us. But I can point you the right direction. Where, when, and, take it, leave it. It is.
And this question came up because
me and some brothers from the church, we were in a friend of ours in their wedding. We were groomsmen, right? So one of the younger cats, you know what I mean?
No.
And I don't know your exact age, but you know who you are. He came, he had the do-rag on, and he didn't. I felt like he didn't want to wear the do-rag, but he was trying to keep his hair fresh. He had braids, so he was trying to keep his hair fresh. So he just wore it to the church where we all changed.
Okay.
No, he didn't wear it in the wedding. No.
Oh, okay. All right. How about, okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
Preparation. All right, cool.
Yeah, so
Cool.
It was the same idea. It was like, I want to make sure my hair is presentable.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm wearing it to protect my hair. But,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Some of the other people were like, well, you can just wear it whenever. Don't worry about it. He was like, nah, I'm embarrassed because I'm wearing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So,
yeah.
but it was just a funny thing that
We were talking about, and it just brought me to that topic because, you know, he's a little bit younger than us. He might be closer to your age. He may be a little bit younger than you, but probably a little bit younger than you. But like I think he comes from the same culture of you know what I mean, the use of do rags and everything. So it was just funny. That was one of the funny questions that we had presented to us.
Okay, cool.
And
we knocked out the park, man.
Yeah. Another question that was asked, kind of in jest, but it's a good question.
Okay.
Is just totally switching gears.
All right.
We're married. We have significant others, and I know you said you like to cook.
I do.
And you admire that. So maybe this question can be flipped. But the question was, can you be brutally honest with your review of your spouse's cooking?
Yes.
In this case.
I said it too quick. I'm sorry.
Yes. So if it's just so, because what happened was, again, one of the brothers in the wedding party, one of the groomsmen, you know, is a very he's a connoisseur of food, and
he's a food critic,
outright with his you know what I'm saying, critique of food. And I guess he had critiqued some of his wife's food in the presence of somebody, and they were like, "Whoa, your wife about to give it." And so basically, it became a running joke of like, whenever he's eating, we're like, "What's the rating on the food?"
Okay.
And he would give us brutally honest, not being mean or anything like that, but he would honestly tell you what it was, and we were like, you know, I know me personally, but I'm going to tell the truth, but I'm going to find a really, really delicate way to tell the truth about the food.
Gotcha.
Like, I might say, if the steak is too well, I might say something along the lines of, "Oh man, you were probably real busy and forgot about the steaks, huh?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel it right there. Like,
that's my way of saying the steaks are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he's brutally honest, and I think he has learned that maybe that's not the best policy between him and his spouse.
Yeah.
He's learned that maybe some things, and then he also had an incident where he reviewed some food in a situation, like a social gathering, and it got back to the people who were responsible for the food, and you know, it was kind of embarrassing or whatever. So but it was kind of funny because it's like some people don't really think about it. Some people just blurt out how they feel about stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to be mean or anything.
Yeah.
And if, especially in his case, he was like, "Well, if you ask me, I'm definitely going to tell you how I feel about it. If it's too dry, if the flavor's off, if it's whatever, I'm going to tell you about it."
Right.
But I kind of grew up like, especially because it's usually in my instance, it's like mom cooking or grandma cooking or something. I would never want to, you know what I mean? Like,
I might tell you something brutally honest, like, "Oh, bro,"
but like, you know what I'm saying? My significant other, like, and certain people, I would never. But you know what I mean? So that was something that for him was a little different. But so your feeling is that you can be brutally honest, or you
no, I'm not saying brutally honest, but I will definitely let my wife know, and vice versa, she'll let me know. Because my thing is that, why wouldn't you? And then I'll be like, "Oh, it's okay," and I keep on making it. And then I bring it to somebody else. They look at me like, "What is this, brother?" You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know. So
tell me.
Tell me, right? So a perfect example is I made lasagna last week, right? And I again made a mistake. We talked about this last podcast, right? I was cooking more so for me,
Right?
I got you. Because I have really bad acid reflux, right? So I can't have too much red sauce.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Because if I have it, it's a done deal with me for like the rest of the day. Like
Really?
it's done.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't add a lot of sauce into the lasagna. Well, in my mind, I thought I did, but really,
All right,
my
you know
body,
what happened.
right? Well, well, yeah, right. So, and I said dinner's ready, and my son comes, my wife comes, we're sitting there eating whatever, and you could tell. I mean, 10 years of marriage, right? You would know if something's. I mean,
Yeah.
right? 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a little kid eating whatever you like. Hey, you know what I mean? It's like and I'm like, I said, what's wrong? She said, nothing, nothing. I'm like, you can let me know. She's like, well, I would thought it'd be more sauce.
Right.
And that's her way. And it didn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. I said, you know what? I didn't put a lot of sauce because of my acid reflux.
Right.
And she knew that. She was like, yeah, that's fine. That's
Right.
fine, right? But you need to know, right?
Right.
Vice versa for her. I'll let her know, like, hey, man, something's off.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And
Right.
sometimes she'll let me taste the food. Like, Mark, can you please taste this food? Let me know.
Right.
Because if you keep telling your spouses or oh, it is great.
Yeah,
and
you can't do that.
And you go to a function, everybody's going to look at you sideways, kind of like, somebody told you wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you can't do
you
that.
know,
You can't
right?
set them up.
Right. And that is, I'm doing it in my household.
Right.
I would never, ever do that in front of somebody. Like, if it was you, and I'm sitting there, whatever, I want to do it in front. You know what I mean? That's just, come on now. Let's have some type of boundaries. Like, you know what I mean? We're in a private of our home.
Yeah.
Hey, look, let's do this. Let's fix that. And then when you go off, whatever, like you're good.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my intake on it. I'm like, hey, just like, because I'd rather be known. Right. Tell me the truth. I'm like, all right. It might little sprinkle on me, a little hurt, whatever. But I'm like, hey, rather be hurt than be damaged when somebody look at you like somebody told you wrong. Like that's you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think one of the takeaways or a huge takeaway I'm thinking or I'm getting is like it's going to be different depending on the personality of the people, right?
Okay.
If you have somebody who's like very very upfront and honest. Either you're brave enough to deal with what they're going to tell you, or you just, you know what I mean? No, just keep me in the dark or whatever. Because if you ask that person, hey, how is this?
Right.
You know that they're going to give you the real deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. If you're somebody like me who might try to like go around and find real creative ways to say something, you know what I mean? You might have to come out and ask me, no, or listen, how is it? Is it good? Is it too salty? Is it whatever like that? And then I will answer those questions specifically.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just look at me and you say, how is it? I might just be like, this is great for people who like pepper.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So like, I might find a roundabout way to say it. So.
I mean, you just gotta find you gotta find the right way to let the person know. I mean, another one would be a lady from my gym. She said, I know you got a birthday coming up. I want to make something for you. In my head, I'm like, you don't have to do that. Right. You really don't. Right. And I'm not gonna get no names or whatever, but she's from a different ethnic background, whatever, right? And she was like, I'm gonna make this dish for you. And she made it, right? And I know what it looks like. You know what? It's a Filipino dish. It's called Pancit.
Pancit?
Right? You gotta be very critique on how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my mother, she was raised in the Philippines, right? So she made
that.
Yeah, she was raised in the Philippines, like so her sisters, everything, like they grew up, right? And so they all took on a dish, right? And Pancit was one of those things, and chicken adobo was one of those things that's in my household a little bit. Not all the time, but it was there. My Aunt Penny makes a phenomenal pancit.
Really?
Yeah. So the lady, she's from I'm like, oh, word, man, this is gonna be a hit, baby. Like, you know what I mean? And I did it. I ate it here, right? Well, I didn't eat it. I opened a container here. When I opened it, it had sliced boiled eggs. I'm like, I never had boiled. I mean, for me, I never had boiled eggs. I'm like, okay. And then I saw some little it looked like Slim Jims almost, like cut up inside of it. And I'm like, what is? I'm like, okay. I saw the chicken.
Right.
I saw the snap green pea. I'm like, all right. The carrots. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's normal. All right. I said, you know what? just because of where it's low, it might taste delicious, whatever, right? So I made me some grilled chicken, you know, to have on the side.
Right.
Got a bowl of the pancit, right? And I'm sitting here, no lie. I put it in my mouth, and you know, it was not to my liking. Right?
I got you.
But I did it at home. It wasn't like it was in front of her, right? You know what I mean? I was just like...
Well, it might be in front of her now.
No, she don't watch. She's not. But, hey, it's one of those things that I want to go back to the wild, but like, hey, that thing was horrible.
Right.
I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was.
But have you seen her since?
Yeah.
Has she asked you?
She did ask me, and
this is it right here.
Okay, you want me to tell you the truth what I said? So I was like, oh man, I put the food on the counter, and I guess it was so good. My aunts came over to visit my wife. When I got home, it was all gone. That's how I dealt with it.
I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's definitely a thin line between giving honest feedback and hurting somebody's feelings, and sometimes honest feedback hurts somebody's feelings. It doesn't matter how you deliver it, but you know, people when you put yourself out there, again, like it's the thought that counts, of course. So that's first. So you can never say, well, you know what I mean, this person isn't a good person for trying. You know what I mean?
You always give somebody that credit. It's like, and
again, it could be a situation where
they made that dish their whole life, and everybody been telling them it's banging.
Maybe their family does like it like that. You know what I mean? You never know. So it's just it's tough sometimes. Yeah. I tend to when it comes to like other people who I'm not familiar with, I kind of tend to stay away from their cooking. Like I have to really be. So I have to you have to be like with the wedding. It was a catered wedding, so I know it's somebody who normally makes food for a bunch of people. So if they were making food for a bunch of people and they've been doing this and they're official of business and it wasn't good, it would have got around, right? So why would you book them for your So if you booked them for your wedding, you had at least 1 or 2 referrals that said it was decent, and you wouldn't be in business as a caterer if
you just couldn't do it. So the food was good from the wedding caterer, but like when it comes to just going to random places, I base what I eat on like how well do I know the person who invited me, and are they doing WWE wrestling upstairs?
I know you're gonna stop it. It's a smaller child that lives upstairs, and I guess he thinks he's
by himself.
I don't know, man, but this is what I go through, and I go through this because when Marco was that age, I was I get it.
Trust me,
but you know, that's why I was kind of like, it is what it is. For my wife in the bed who's trying to take a nap, she probably was saying, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and for the podcast folks, y'all here, y'all know what it is. It's just a young kid doing gymnastics.
Yeah.
But that's funny. I just that last one. The father in me was a little worried. It was like, did the kid hurt himself?
Yeah, because the TV was shaking. I was like, to the point where my TV shaking. I'm like,
wow. Yeah. So, but yeah, living in apartments and stuff, I definitely know about that.
So it's all good.
It's all good. But yeah. So when you cook and put your food out there, you have to be ready to take what comes back. And sometimes it's gonna be out the park, and sometimes you might strike out. But it's you cooking with love, so. You know what I mean? For the most part, some people, I don't know if they cook with love, but
I don't know. I think some people be rushing it. Probably, I don't know.
Some people be rushing it and just I think a lot of times people will throw their hat in to cook stuff.
I think they'll throw your hat in. Just get the sweat juices together.
You seen the thing of the man with his foot in the pot? He was stirring the pot. With his foot.
See, and that's another reason why you gotta be particular how they living in their household, right? You look in there and they got and they cooking with cats on the counter, and you kind of like, oh God, like why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
And that's where for me, like I could be starving, and
I'll starve.
As much as I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, I would tell them, nah, I'm not hungry.
I'm good, man.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good.
I have a stomachache, man.
They'd be like, well, 10 minutes before we got here, you just said you could eat a horse. I know, but something changed.
Where's that horse at?
I'm just not hungry
anymore. I'm like, where's that horse?
Yeah. I'm just not hungry anymore.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. That's funny, yeah. I don't mess with everybody's cooking. So.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't mess with everybody's cooking. Yeah. But shifting from cooking to like the kids, man. What's as dad? What's some things you've been dealing with as a father lately?
What I've been dealing with as a father.
Good things, bad things.
Good thing, bad thing.
New in general, or anything you learning or.
Yeah, so I think I can incorporate this. So I pretty much bring my patients sometimes when you wanna do a Bart Simpson or Homer to your son, whatever, but you kind of like, I kind of bring that to everyday life too, man. I think we talked about it even like with work wise, you want to say something, but you got to keep that manager, corporate mind, headset very, very level. And it can be very, very challenging and very mentally overwhelming.
Right.
But when you do it, you kind of like, dang, I did it though. Kind of like I reward that. There was a particular incident that happened last week. I was in a meeting, and I'm going over some things, whatever, of the rules that's given from corporate, and corporate gives it to the executive. The executive gives it to me, the director, which it becomes higher up. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go, right? And I'm laying the message out. In particular, a couple of people, they wasn't in agreement with it, right? And I'm like, hey, this is what it is,
right?
Because if they don't get this particular thing done, it's pretty much you're going to be turned. Because we gave you X, Y, Z amount of time.
Right.
I'm giving it. I usually email people a month in advance. It's supposed to be anything that's going to be out. So you have like a month, right? Some people they'll take it seriously. People like
they'll get on board,
right? Yeah. And I was sitting there and I'm laying the message out, and the one, particular, it was a couple of people, whatever. It was like, I let them talk, right? And then, I'm trying to blame myself. The person was kind of like, well, I'm not done. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. And, they're talking, whatever. And then well, you cutting me off, and I'm like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, okay. This is what we're doing right here, right? Wow. And it's funny because everybody looking around, kind of like, "Oh man, this is going down, right?" But I didn't take it there. I just sat there, and I told him, I was like, you know what? I apologize if I've been cutting you off. I said, anybody that really knows me, that's not my intent, which is not. I said, I'm very, trying to look out for your needs, I said something, a couple more things, whatever, and it was bad if my son was looking down, kind of, because he knows if I'm at home and when it go down like that, I'm laying there, I'm laying there, right? Like that's, I'm Marco, dad, son, brother, like I'm gonna lay it into you, whatever, right? But I'm at work, I gotta keep it professional, whatever. But I will say, a lot of people reached out to me, my employees, and was like, yo, like, can you teach me?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because one of them was like, they wanted to say something. They wanted to stand up. And I looked at the particular person. I said, I did like this.
Right.
And the person saw me and they sat down. They was like, okay. I said, I told people, let me take on the heat. Let me take on the fire. Don't put yourself in it. That's what I'm here for, right? That's one of my jobs. I mean, I have to sometimes be in that fire.
Right.
Don't put yourself in that situation. Let me take it.
Right.
It was like, they shook my hand. I was like, you're a better man than I am.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So that's what I've been doing. My parenting style, sometimes I want to, if that was Marco, whatever, and I told him 3 times stop, I'm coming in Bruce Lee, probably kicking him in his chest. Like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? You know what I mean? But, I can't. But now, you got to control yourself, come in there. And that's both of how I've been juggling.
Okay. Yeah. That's big, man. That's big of you to have the patience like that, being able to conduct yourself. But it's also one of those things that when you get to a certain place in your career and in your life, it's kind of like either you develop those skills or you haven't developed those skills. If you haven't developed those skills, you probably bumped your head along the way to the point where you probably don't get to some of the levels that you need to get to.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's amazing restraint on your part.
You gotta have.
And as a parent, it's something that we know. I think that's one of the things that, kids teach us, right? Having kids teach us how to have that restraint at different points, how to conduct ourselves when we're feeling like we don't always get it right.
No.
But then when we go out in the world and we're dealing with different situations, we can kind of think back and, like you said,
everything like
Yeah. So for those of y'all watching on YouTube, if you watch the live, at some point the live cut off, and it just gave out, and
I had to finish that.
I think it passed out. He was like, working too hard. You know what I'm saying? But and vice versa. A lot of times you can learn things in your workplace or outside of the home that you can utilize at home to help you navigate some more difficult points. Because definitely patience can be a thing of mine. Repeating myself is hard. I expect a lot of times for people, mainly my kids, because that's what I deal with mostly, but even out in the world, like in traffic, I expect people to be thinking like me and doing like me and coming to the place of understanding that that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
For me, it makes it a little bit easier. Now I need to work on what I need to work on in myself to deal with it. Because just like in your situation, this person is not thinking of it in the way I'm thinking of it.
Right.
They seeing it from their own perspective, and you never know what's going on in somebody's life to kind of make them react the way they react.
Right.
Same thing like with driving. You never know why the person's driving wild, what bad news they just got, or what they're driving to. So being able to kind of have patience for them and put yourself in their shoes and then just do what's best for you. Because in the moment, you might feel like the best thing for you is like letting them have it or letting them know. But then I know me personally, there's been way more times that I lost control of myself and I regretted it.
Yeah, see?
Then I lost control of myself and said, I'm glad I did that. You know what I'm saying? Usually the times I said I'm glad I did it was when I kept control of myself and I was able to deal with the situation in the best way possible versus like just letting out the anger or the frustration and having a good result. Like that's been rare. Even with, like, when you think about with the kids, even the times that we've like maybe let anger control us, frustration or whatever like that, we might get the result we want from the child, but it's like we may be teaching the child something wrong too. So we may be making the child scared of us. You know what I mean? And I know there's been plenty of times when I've lost control of my kids, and one of the questions we had was, like, does your spouse ever think you're too rough on your kids? I could say yes. I've had times when I looked at my wife's face after I said or did something, and she was just like, I could tell that she was just kind of scared or worried about, like, you know what I'm saying? And her thing is like, she's worried obviously about the kids and everything. She's worried about my health, me getting all upset, and just overall, the damage we can do sometimes. We let anger and frustration, take control. So, like that question is a good question to look at right now. I think, are there times that you feel like, as a husband and as a father, maybe your wife thought you were being too hard?
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's more common than not. You know what I mean?
I think it's more common.
Like as fathers, I think.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because at the same time, I think especially you got boys. I think more so when you have boys, because you want to make sure your boys don't go into for me, this is how I see things. I don't want Marco going to the world and not be prepared. Like, if I log in, everything's gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's son.
We know that's not.
It's not going to. It is not.
No.
Right.
No.
And it was an incident, and so Marco, I think I laid it to him maybe it was like a month ago or whatever. He was at soccer practice, right? And my thing is this, like, me growing up, I don't go because it happened to me. I don't go for people that pick on me. Right. Because when particularly when I got older, I got bigger, whatever.
Right.
I took it in the wrong way.
Right.
So for him, and I had to explain him to why he might not know what he was doing, but when I explained it to him, he looked at me, he understood. He's like, oh, okay, right? Just because the person is smaller than you, you're on the soccer field, whatever, you know what I mean? You don't have to be intentionally rough, whatever, right?
Take advantage
of that. Or, you know what I mean? Or if another person is breaking you on their level, whatever, don't go down with that person on their level. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I would have chucked it up and be like, oh, it's all good, whatever, Mark was going to particularly grow up and be like, well, I was growing up like it was okay.
Right.
Right? And I told him, like, no, right? So, yeah. And then, my wife but then I explained to my wife, and she was like, okay. Like, sometimes you sit there and explain why I'm doing this. It's kind of like, oh, okay. Now, vocally, because me yelling very loud and you know what I mean? She probably didn't like, whoa, what, you know what I mean? But when I calmed down, okay. She was like, okay, I get it now, right? Because, for us, we're heat. We're all hot up, whatever. So we come out, we're bursting because we're so angry with the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people take it across wrong. But, for me, I don't want Mark to go out in the world and not be prepared. That's my thing. Like,
yeah.
I want my son to be prepared because it is not peaches and cream in the world. You know what I mean? And again, that's just me. People might, think differently. Well, that's just me. Yeah. I know how my son is going to grow up to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's just my intake on it.
Got you. Yeah, it's. I think a lot of times what happens is, like, even as adult men. Mm-hmm. Well, I say even as, but adult men just in general, mm-hmm. we don't always know how to express ourselves, and a lot of times our frustration and anger, I know for me, is fear. Mm-hmm. And so this is what I mean by that. Like you said, you don't want him to go out in the world unprepared. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I see forgetfulness, or I see laziness, mm-hmm. or I see stubbornness or disrespect, I see how that's going to affect you 10 years from now, 20 years from now. If you haven't learned different tools and how to conduct yourself in a certain way, I see all the negative things that could possibly, and it's crazy how like you can get so far down the road and like see the future or whatever, mm-hmm. but it's based on my life experiences and based on the experiences I see around me. I know plenty of people whose life turned out, plenty of men whose lives have turned out horrible because they didn't learn respect. Yeah. They didn't learn how to be accountable. Right. They didn't learn how to be responsible for themselves, and you know what I mean? Yep. So a lot of times when you see those things, especially when you're talking about, just being a certain type of man, like you want to instill as much of that as you can. So I think there's part of us that's just naturally fearful. If I don't do everything I can to make you into who you need to be, you're gonna have a struggle. You know what I mean? And as much as we pray and look forward to being here for our children and for our families, everybody knows that tomorrow's not promised. Yeah. So it's like the thought of me not being around and you not knowing everything you need to know is scary. Yeah, true. I know for me, and a lot of times that manifests for me as like anger in the moment. Like I get very angry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I hate to say it, but for men it's true. Weakness, we don't want to see weakness in our, especially in our boys. We don't want to see weakness, man. I know. We don't want to see, we don't like hesitation. We want you to be confident. We want you to be in, and so we have to learn the right ways to kind of teach you that. And that was another one of the questions we had. Okay. About like, how do you instill like self-esteem and encourage your children and stuff like that. And we can talk about some of that maybe on the next episode. Okay. But it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Good questions, Yeah, it's a lot. And just raising kids, being a father is not to be taken lightly. And if you believe that, you can just go like take it as it comes and not that you don't need to learn and you don't need to become better to be a father, you hurting yourself and your kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we should be striving to be better every day, like to learn something every day about ourselves and about being a father and about being a husband and just being a man in the world. Like we can learn and benefit from the same way we work out and the same way we work on other areas of our lives to learn and get better.
Yeah.
Like being a father and doing that kind of stuff is the same thing, man.
Man. Absolutely.
It's vital.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
vital. It's
Absolutely.
vital. So not to get too serious on them, you know what I mean? But yeah. So we definitely appreciate all the questions. We didn't even scratch the surface. There were so many different questions that people sent in.
Good question. But that gives us topics for next time. Though.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's what I'm very appreciative.
Yeah.
I appreciate the cameras that are still recording.
Boom.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, I appreciate that. And again, we appreciate all the people who help us to build where my dad's at. Like it's not just it's me and you sitting here talking, but our families first of all for like making the spaces and allowing us the peace, the time. Right.
Wasn't me.
I mean, you saw me kind of shoot a text. Yeah. You know, I was texting my oldest daughter, "Hey, can you be on the lookout for your younger brother getting home from school?" Yeah. So it's a village, man. It's a village. You know, I know we're in the same boat where our wives are really encouraging when it comes to us doing the podcast. Yeah. And just, you know, doing the things that make ourselves better. Like they both encourage us.
Besides PT training, man, I love to be on the podcast, man. I like to talk about certain, difficult topics. I like to talk about funny topics. You know, it's a hobby, but it's a fun hobby for us,
it really
right?
Is.
And I'm kind of like, and it's to the point. It seems like we're doing an awesome job. And people asking us like, "Hey, man, what's going on with the cast?"
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, you know, it warms me up. Like, man, is it that good? You know what I mean? I mean, particularly even my Silver Sneaker ladies. You know. Right. They're like, you know, when you want to have that cast on? I'm like, and I asked them, would y'all be okay if my partner Will comes in and records us, and even like, what's the ask question? They was like, yeah, just let me know, I'll get my hair did. Really? He said, and I was like, well, we will still work out. They was like, well, can we not work out bad so we'll be sweating in the video? I'm like, yeah. I said, well, he'll probably walk around, you know what I mean? Maybe after class, ask you how you feel. Yeah. They was like, yeah, just let us know. So, Marco, you got to let us know, okay? I'm like, all right, I got you.
They need a heads up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, man, my Silver Sneaker band, they've run 30 people in that 30 people
really?
In that class. 30 people. And they are diehard, always coming to the class.
Really?
Always coming. My Aunt Cheryl now comes to that class.
Nice.
My mom's sister. Yeah. She comes there. And they, they're having a good time. They dancing, whatever.
Yeah. I have to get my mom up in there.
Man, let her in, man.
You need to sneak. She started going to class somewhere that's
She ain't come here.
I know she ain't come. No, and only because she doesn't have a membership to the Y. That's the only reason.
We're gonna talk after. I think I'll give about her insurance, but we can talk.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. So that's
Mom, I got you.
Yeah. We have to look into that insurance.
Yeah.
But no, she's definitely interested in stuff like that, staying active. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So I think that would be good for her.
And man, she'll love it, man. She'll love it. I'm pretty sure she'll love the music because I'm playing 80s and 70s music, so they're jamming or whatever. Yeah. And then it never fails. And they don't know. A lot of them don't know who the songs is, but my cool down music is I can't think of the group's name, but it's the Freeway sample, the beat. What we do is wrong.
Yeah.
I got that group in there, and they're singing whatever, and they're just stretching. The girl was like, "Oh my God, I love this song," and I'm like, "Yeah, you do." I'm like, "Yeah, you do."
That's fire.
Yeah, I love it, man. Cause it's my time. I don't know. I feel calm, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good environment. It sounds like a great environment.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I might have to come in and check y'all out, man.
They'll flirt with you.
Really?
They so fresh. Those and if they watch, they know. Oh, they know. It was one. They know. It was a class. It was full. The class was so full, right? I told one particular lady. I said, "You come join me in the front." And she was like, "I can't because you're gonna make me blush." And I was like, "I can't hear." And I looked at her. I was like, "You be fine." She
That's why it's 30 people in the class.
They come in there faithfully, right? And be like, yeah.
Wait a minute. Out of 30 people, how many are ladies and Is it all 30 ladies?
It's all 30 ladies. It's all 30 ladies. You know what? It's 2 men. And they're like overpopulated, whatever.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. They might have came up in there to meet somebody.
It just be funny, man, because it's like what I'm doing in trainings and stuff like that. It's just like, it's amazing because they're after the class, they come talk and this and that. Right. And I love it to death because I think that's one of our broad fans, whatever. If I go up
that's
there,
and I'm like, that's our demo right there.
People like, Marco, put the YouTube on my phone. I'm sitting there like going on YouTube, whatever. And she was like, but how did I get there? I don't know. I said, look, all you got to do is hit this. It goes directly to the podcast. She was like, all right now. All right now. I said, okay.
He was like, is there any way I can cut that Will guy out and just look at you when you talk?
No, they probably know. They probably know. I think it's probably a little bit of you. So I can imagine when you go there or whatever, they're going to be like, oh my God, it's both of them here. Girl, did you see how
tall? If that's the first place I sign my signature or something, I'll be. They're
going to say, oh my God, sign my hat. Sign my hat.
I'll be lit. Let me sign your silver sneakers.
Let me sign your cane sweep.
They gonna get you, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
They gonna get you.
No, I'm trying to tell you. These ladies are funny, man. They are funny. They are funny.
That's good.
I tried. They're very open.
We find out.
It's very open, and then we can end up.
You got your own. What they call it?
I got my own fan group, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like Beyonce got the B. How do we find out you got your own Hive silver sneaker?
I have, and then we can end off with this. Is every time I do a warm down, and Marco knows this. I do. We come right here, and then we come under, and we come up. And her name is Miss Hill, and she always says, and I always say this in the class, what the heck one time? She says it for me. Everybody knows about it in the class. Like, what the heck one more time? Right. I said, well, look, how you going to say it when Mr. Will comes in? He said, oh, I got to be different. She was saying, what the heck? I was like, oh, why you got to do all that for? Why she gotta do all that for? And she was like, well,
I need you to do all that.
She said it, and she practiced it yesterday, and everybody was like, why your voice change? She said, I'm practicing.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, please.
Miss Hill, if you're watching, whatever, you gotta do that.
Miss Hill, we gotta make that happen. Yeah, I gotta come through and check y'all out. For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure, that's what's up, man. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it. Yeah, man. I'm glad we were able to get this episode in the books.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean? Yeah, we're not by the pool, but we right here. When my dad's at, we right here. We're gonna have a special guest come step in here for a second. And I'm gonna ask special guests that when you come in and do your very important part, that you come stand between me and your dad and you make it happen, man. You make it happen. And we're gonna go ahead and throw it to him right now. Let's go.
Marco, you covered?
Marco, let's go. I know you're not trying to act shy.
Marco, come on, sir.
I know you're not trying to be shy.
Yeah, but it's no live. It's just recorded.
He's trying to be shy.
It's not like come right here in the middle so you can do it. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, tell the people what to do, man.
You ain't got to
look right there.
I don't think you do your thing. Go ahead.
Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Comment any topics you want on the next podcast. Where my dad's at. We right here. Y'all better subscribe.
And my dad's at. We right here, yo. My man, look.
Better subscribe. Cut that part out.
I know, right? You better subscribe.